All right, let's try to record some messages. I'm not sure where this is going to go. Maybe it's going to be a crow message, maybe not. The energy is a little weird. I pulled out some decks that are a little different than some of the ones that I tend to use a lot more lately. For some reason, Hay House had a sale the other day and I wanted so much to get some new decks. And I was like, no, Rebecca, you got to focus on other things first. I thought about putting up a while back a nurture the work, like a donation button. If anyone would like to donate, I do all these for free. I want to get the messages out to people. But it does take quite a bit of time. People, when they say, oh, you just sit there and record a video and post it, they don't realize how much time actually goes into it. Plus the energy. They don't necessarily feel energy. I feel like we need to go forward a little more to understand the energy expense that it is. That's why you guys see me batch record, and I love that those of you who follow me, you get it, you're cool with it, you understand. You're not going, oh my God, you're wearing the same shirt, you're doing those on the same day. You also understand that energy is energy, and it is going to meet people, come out whenever it's needed. So, I don't know, I guess maybe I've been in my head about that I want to make sure that I'm respecting my time, my money, and my energy, and also get, judgment, those messages out. But I am excited. I've got some new things that I'm looking into, and maybe they will be helpful. All right, we got to cover up the star card. I love this Modern Witch Tarot, but she is definitely naked. So, no more talking from me. We'll go ahead and pull a couple of cards off the bottom of the deck and see where we're going. We started out, and this just kept showing up while I was shuffling, pre-shuffling before I started. So we'll bring out the Two of Pentacles. Feels like she needs to go at the beginning. So the Two of Pentacles, whether this is me or you or both of us, it's feeling like you're juggling the mountains that you've already crossed, the field that you're currently in, and trying to ask yourself, is this the right path? Am I doing the right thing? I've got so many things that I feel like I want to do, 222 on the clock, and I don't know if I'm going in the right direction. It feels like you are, but sometimes we're trying to decide, is what we want and enjoy really bringing us the things that we want? Is it really doing the things that we need to do? Spirit says, look at the card. Oh yeah, like I've noticed this before. She's standing in this field and she's got on these sandals that may be heels and this pretty dress. So she's not really dressed for the setting. Today I'm dressed a little bit different. I got Ice Cube today. Was a good day on. And while if you look back in my videos, you can see me makeup, no makeup, nice, dressed up, just here showing up, whatever it is. Because that's just what I do. I go with the energy of how I feel that day. And so it can maybe feel like the outside world versus your inside world are not always matching, and that's okay. I will say one of the things, and maybe this can be some encouragement to you, is the consistency, the showing up, regardless of what that means with, like Pentacles, that abundance. It brings in an abundance of people who are in alignment with you, who match 333 on the clock. Your energy, even if it's not feeling as sustainable right now, it's building to something that is the Empress, more sustainable. What is feeling like you're in that energy where you feel, sorry, my hands are shaking for some reason, where you feel completely comfortable, all that orange, all that sacral chakra, that being able to feel, see, hear, sense in so many different directions that you are just totally in alignment. I just recorded a crow message with my printable deck, and aligned was the emotional state that came out. And it was all about, are you feeling aligned or not feeling aligned? Notice that she's leaning on a green pillow, that green heart chakra. She is comfortable in her green heart chakra emotions. She's got the blue here. That pillow is kind of off to the side, and I haven't read it this way before, but I feel like that's kind of saying you have your voice and you can use it when you need to. I noticed too that there's this yellow trim that's on it, and I feel like that's solar plexus, that being able to allow yourself to release the worries and anxieties, feeling comfortable within what you say, what you do, who you are. And so it's knowing that Notice there's a lot more blue than yellow. You can speak without feeling anxious about what it is that you have to say, especially when you're speaking your truth. Doesn't mean that there's not going to be some jagged edges, but at the same time, when I'm looking at this, it's like a crystal tower. Like she's in her own field of crystals. So at the same time, she's comfortable. Those edges are something I'm seeing, like, I don't think I have it over here. But one of my clusters is this little tiny aura cluster. And it's like, it's this beautiful pointy thing, but it doesn't mean that it's bad. The jagged edges, the mountains, things aren't always a bad thing. Even though these mountains are in the shadow, at the same time, it still can be beautiful. It's how you look at it. With this Knight of Swords, I feel like that is the energy of we need to quickly figure out what that mindset is going to be. Is it a mindset of, like with the cards, I do love these cards. I enjoy using them. I have 555 on the clock, plenty of cards for sure. But it's like, I enjoy getting new messages, different information, things like that. And so it's finding a balance between those things. Or even when you do something, create something, and it doesn't do as well as you would want it to do. It's recognizing that you still took a step. You still did something that's moving you forward, but I'm hearing slow down. So it's finding a balance between slowing down, that Two of Pentacles energy again, and moving forward, because the movement is happening. We've got the Eight of Wands here. I don't know why my brain wanted to stop for a second. I was hearing Eight of Cups, but this is the Eight of Wands. So it's like leaving behind the things that aren't bringing you joy and passion and moving towards the things that bring in that fiery, passionate energy. And this person is coming in on a motorcycle. So we've got two very fast action cards, but I'm also hearing to slow down. So it's, again, balancing that. Move is the message. Definitely make sure that you're moving, but also not moving so quickly that you're missing out on what you need to do. Not letting anything from the past hold you back, whether that's, like when I was a kid, everybody thought I was going to be a teacher, including me. I used to teach my stuffed animals. But then I changed my major at the end of my junior year of college and double majored because I did an internship in a kindergarten class, and I was like, I want to work with people one-to-one. And so I did psychology and human development and didn't look back. People didn't understand because they didn't know how much planning I had put behind it. So maybe this is important to you. Maybe you feel like people may think that you're in this energy of quick decisions and moving forward really fast. Sorry, again, I don't know why my hands are shaky. I ate. We're just going to push through it because this is a good message. Like that yellow house behind there, it could be things from the past have kept you in a state of anxiety. Worry about really showing up. Even the fact that there's blue here, that voice, maybe when you were a kid, maybe you felt better able to say things, but then you felt shut down by people who even look at that green and then the pink cup. You loved, or it felt like they were coming from a good place, but there was also some discouragement. Even if they didn't intentionally discourage you or say anything discouraging, you may have felt that it was. And sometimes that holds us back. The other thing that I'm noticing and I've not paid attention to before is that this cup right here is on this rock, and the rock looks fragile. And so it may be that you feel like your foundations from that childhood or from past events, maybe even when you were a young adult or a teenager, it cracked the foundations. You don't feel as secure and stable as maybe you did before. And people have offered you things in the past that have looked really good, and maybe they were or maybe they weren't. So that's part of that. Is this good or not? I feel like the biggest judgment, which is the next card. I knew it was coming up, but I didn't remember when. I feel like, and there are butts on here. I think we're good otherwise. I feel like the biggest judgment for you is you. The biggest judgment is you. And when I see this particular judgment card from the Modern Witch Tarot by Lisa Sterle, I don't know why I'm going so fast. Like there's an energy that feels like you need to rush, but then there's also this message coming through that you need to make movements that slow down. I know I've already said that, but it feels like that judgment is giving yourself the nurture that maybe you didn't feel like you got when you were in these past situations. And so sometimes thinking about those past situations, it can be nostalgia, but sometimes it's actually feeling like it's holding it. These cards are so shiny. holding us back because it didn't feel fulfilling. I keep seeing those 3 windows up here, and I don't know why, but that's really coming to me as 3. Actually, look at this. 3, and then there's 3 panes here, 3 panes here. So 333 may be a number that is important for you or that you resonate with. All right. Got so much stuff on my desk. The star definitely, and I covered her up with this moon, chakra moon. The star is finding that balance. So we started with the 2 of Pentacles, completely feeling shaky at best, you know, maybe unbalanced, but at least a bit shaky. And so that healing is being able to look back at not only your current situations and where you're heading, where you want to be, and the things that have made it harder for you with this judgment, as well as the 6 cups. There we go. That's what I was looking for. The 6 of cups, it's healing these things. It's letting go of some of those things and getting grounded. So whereas this is balancing by juggling the 2 pentacles, this is balancing by getting calm, grounded, focused with that water that she's pouring out, 11:11 on the clock. It's being able to, well, just like we had the get going or things need to move, but at the same time, take it slow, 11:22. It's being able to be in that space of just existing, authenticity. Like she is completely naked under the stone. I'm trying to be, since I post this across platforms, I'm trying to be, cover her modesty. But with those red jugs, it's getting grounded, 11:44 on the clock. So angel numbers are coming through. It may even be that you're looking at those signs and synchronicities. Doesn't have to just be angel numbers. It's whatever it is to you. And understanding that even if it's something you see every day, let's say right now, butterflies. I've seen quite a number of butterflies. But sometimes one or a couple may just feel really special, or feathers, whatever it is. That is meant for you as your sign, or even the stars. The stars could, 12:12 on the clock, could be something that you look up, and it just helps you to realize how small some of these things are. They're big in your life, but at the same time, I heard it didn't shake you. It did shake you. Now I'm hearing shake and bake. All right, I got it. It did shake you, but it didn't break you. Thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4 when I said that. So either a progression, or when I see 1, 2, 3, 4, for whatever reason, I started saying I love you, Mom, years ago. So could be a connection with something or someone special to you, or it could be just, again, finding that alignment within yourself. All right, so we'll put the star card down carefully so that I can keep her covered. And then we have the King of Wands. Now with this King of Wands, while wands often are that fiery, passionate energy, this King of Wands, there's red pants, so there's a grounding, but if you look at the fist is balled up, and the face, you can see it, is really tight. And so it's like you're not in that Empress energy, because it feels like I heard you trying so hard to just, I'm seeing someone grasping at straws, like literally, I know that's a phrase, but somebody's literally like grasping at straws and trying to pick the short one, but somebody's being tricky. They're trying to make them all look longer, all look short. And so you don't know which straw to grab. And so it's getting you into the space where you're feeling out of alignment. Like she has her hand like this, but she's relaxed. This hand right here is completely clenched. And then her face, it's not like completely relaxed, but it's also like, yes, I am aware, but I'm unbothered. Whereas this face is very bothered. So with this King of Wands, I feel like that's the energy that these cards are wanting you to come out of. Get out of that energy, knowing that you are somebody who is the leader in your life. You are sovereign. You are somebody who has the right and the autonomy to figure out what you want. But it feels like right now you're letting too much of the outside stuff with this Two of Pentacles. Too much of the outside stuff is coming in. The other thing that I looked at is there is a green tie here, but the green is like a really light pastel color, and there's a tie tack right over the heart. And so it feels like pulling your heart chakra in, like being very controlled with your heart chakra. Whereas I said with the pillow, she's very comfortable. Like she's comfortable with her heart chakra. She's comfortable in her heart chakra. Whereas this is very, very, very controlled and limited. With the Nine of Cups, sometimes we say this is the Make-A-Wish card, right? Nine of Cups, you're almost there, being able to manifest what you want. Now I'm noticing, and I don't think I've really pointed this out before with this particular deck, the curtain is blue. And so we also, and it looks like water. And we have the water here in the Star card. So for this Nine of Cups to manifest, again, it is going to be dealing with those emotions. Because look, the cups are sitting up at the top of the emotions. Once we get those emotions to the point where they're still there, but they're managed, then it's easier to be able to be open to receiving your Nine of Pentacles, that wish that you've been wanting to be fulfilled. I'm noticing here too that there's this light yellow here. So where did I talk about the anxiety? Like even with the Empress, I talked about with the throat chakra, that very thin yellow line. So the anxiety being less. We talked about the anxiety with this house, and notice how close those colors are. So it's really going to be taking some of these things from the past. Look at how bright that is. It's up on top. The anxieties and worries are pale, and they're down on the bottom. I'm seeing somebody planting them in the ground. Now I'm seeing somebody literally planting their feet on the ground. If you need to go outside and stick your feet on the ground and ground yourself, you can even imagine roots growing out of your feet. You can imagine even like your body as a tree trunk and your arms as limbs reaching up to the sun. Why am I having problems here? Because I'm still in this fast energy. It's weird. Root to crown balance. It's being balanced. Good Lord. All right, let's see where we're going with this. I'm kind of laughing. The other thing is most of this looks modern except for this stone bench that she's sitting on. And then we've got that yellow down there that I was connecting with the house here. And so I feel like part of that is there's still going to be this foundation. Yep, we're back to the house. This foundation, we're back to that rock over here that I was talking about that's kind of cracked. That foundation is still there, but she's sitting on it. Like she is trusting her own security and stability within herself that she has created from healing. We'll not pick it up, but from that star card, make sure she's still covered. So that she does feel comfortable within what she's creating and what she's doing. And again, it doesn't matter your gender. I say he and she just with the characters on the card, but they, them, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Now, the one thing that I've always noticed about this Modern Witch Tarot Nine of Cups is that her arms are crossed a little bit and her legs are crossed. And so it brings me to the Four of Pentacles card here in the Modern Witch Tarot, the woman with her arms crossed. And so it's being open to receiving because your Nine of Cups could be coming to you, 1818 on the clock. But if you're not open to receiving, if you're still so worried that somebody's coming in with this offer under the guise of wanting to trick you, like when I was talking about the straws with the King of Wands, trying to trick you, and or you're feeling like people have judged you, so why are they even going to be interested maybe? Then you're not going to be open to receiving, and that Nine of Cups may be coming in, that wish fulfillment may be coming in, but then you miss it because you're so worried about, is somebody going to try to take advantage of me? All right, where are we going? I mean, that was quite a bit. I picked up the Love Oracle deck. Let's go ahead and go with that. These are all pre-shuffled. So what are some things that are impacting the Nine of Cups, the Two of Pentacles situation? What are some of the things that are impacting your ability or your belief in yourself that you can move forward? We'll go ahead and turn this over since it's taken a while. Confessions, unveiling, coming clean messages. And I was about to say coming to light, and I realized that there's a lantern with a candle here. I don't feel like others may feel like you need to confess, or maybe you think that others would be trying to, like when I was talking about the trickster energy, bring out about you is necessarily all that bad. And here's the thing, when we own things that have happened, it takes away the power for other people to try to use them. Because here's the thing, even if they're trying to throw shade, that's what I'm hearing, even if they're trying to throw shade, things come to light after a while anyway, and their stuff that they're trying to throw shade at you for is going to come to light. And that's where some of those confessions are coming from. They aren't even confessing, but it's like, I'm hearing forced confession, that it's going to come out, and they may be trying to throw that back on you. Like I'm seeing this knight rushing in, but as I'm seeing him rushing in, it's like somebody trying to stop you from what you're doing. And that may even be yourself. That may even be yourself. Maybe you feel worried about being visible. Is that going to mean that things that, you know, maybe I accidentally, I'm thinking about, what have I done before? Oh, you know when you're in the store and you like put stuff in your arms, and I've gone back. Luckily I've caught myself both times. I'll put my drink in my arm and I'm putting stuff down, and then I'll pay, and then I get out to the car and I've realized this happened like twice. Once when I was really younger and whatever, that I had a soda here and I went back in and paid. And the lady was like, you came back in to pay for something. At the time they were less than $2. I don't remember how much sodas are right now. And I was like, yes, ma'am. But even if I hadn't have, you know, it could even be something as small as that. Or it could be, because I felt really bad. I really did. I was like, I didn't mean to try to steal this and walk out of the store. And the lady's like, you're good. But it could even be something like that. But if there's anything that you feel like somebody may be trying to hold over your head, or you're worried because you know something about them and visibility or being yourself or whatever, speaking out, you feel like it's going, oh, I didn't realize there were 3 that came out. Speaking out, you feel like that's going to put the spotlight on you in a bad way. Just remember that as long as you're standing in your integrity, things may be uncomfortable, but it's not that you're doing anything wrong. Emotional storm, turmoil, unstable, affected. I feel like this is what you're worried about. Excuse me. In being able to speak truths and being able to create the things that you want to, is that it's going to create this drama and emotional storm. This lady has her hand in her head, her face in her hands. And you see all these faces out to the side of her. It reminds me of the card in the Oracle of Shadows and Light. Haunted Girl and Faceless Ghost, I think is what it's called. And so you've got this girl, and then she's got these like white ghost faces around her, 22:44 on the clock. And so sometimes the fear of what might happen, and it may, or the people lurking who may want to pounce because only you, devoted, attached, crave, and running, ghosting, disappearing, invisible. Because many of us have had people at some point in our lives where it's felt like they were very focused on us. And that can be whether they're stalking your pages, or they just happen to show up wherever you are, or they play these games where they're not talking to you for a while and then here they come, and or they act like they don't care and then there they are. And so it's getting out of these patterns and knowing that with all this crap, you don't have to be on guard. You already 23:33 when I looked up. You already know what it feels like to be in that situation where it feels like you've got people coming at you with their swords, with their wands, that you're feeling the judgment, feeling unbalanced, like all these things. And Spirit is saying, look, you're the MFN Empress, right? And with this King of Wands, if you can kind of turn around that energy, you can have this situation where you're in control, you're the leader. You allow yourself to be in your passions, be creative and charismatic and everything, and also be the Empress with her intuition and her nurturing, that you can love people and be open to love, but it's you choosing people that are in alignment with you. Whereas in the past, you may have felt like you had to stay in these relationships or situations, whether it's work, family, friends, whatever it is, where you did not have the ability to be yourself or to feel like you had any power and control. I think Hay House just sent me a message about their special again. See, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to buy cards because I have other things that I am leaning into and wanting to create. But I will get some. I will get some. See, that's the balance. All right, where are we going? This one, we're already at 25 minutes. So let's go to the angels and auras. I've already shuffled. And that was a poor shuffle because I don't want the cards to go all over the place. I'm going to shuffle a couple more times and we'll pull a card from there. Felt very chaotic, the energy of this. And I feel like that's because whatever these situations, people, whatever are the things that it feels like you've experienced in the past, it's like you're trying to balance it all out and just scrambling. And Spirit's like, slow down. You want to move, you want to do things, but slow down, because it's not, if people are going to do things, they're going to do things. But just remember that you have always been able to handle and manage it. Even if it didn't feel good, even if it wasn't pretty, and no, they shouldn't do the bullshit. They shouldn't. But at the same time, if you allow yourself to remain unbothered as much as you can, not count their stuff into the stuff that you're juggling, because they got their own crap to deal with. Yeah, 13, which breaks down to a 4, the abundance will come in. When you're feeling more in this Empress energy, when you're feeling more calm, when you're feeling like you are the manifestor creator of the things that you want, that there's crap going on outside, but you don't have to focus on it, that's when you're going to get into that abundance. So they both have feathers here. One's writing, one's on a phone. Like, they have the things that they want, modern and conventional, or however we want to say it. So when we're in alignment with abundance, we will have faith, optimism, excitement, and we will see the breakthroughs. So whether you're planning things by writing it down, or planning it on your phone, or doing both, and definitely connecting with higher self, divine guidance, you are opening the doors for that abundance and love, joy, even wealth. People, whether they're actual family or friends, people that are your soul tribe that you're calling in. When we're out of alignment, like this King of Wands here, we are experiencing doubt, pessimism, feeling that things are just mundane, or that things are misfortunate. And Spirit saying, no, like, the world is right there at your feet, and it's not going to be easy, 27 on the clock, but it is going to be attainable. It may not look exactly like what you want it to, but how you view what you have. And this is where people talk about gratitude so much. It's not that you have to be like, I'm grateful for something. And like when your kids and your parents are like, okay, if you guys don't make up, I'm going to make you hug, or something like that. And it's like a forced hug. Yeah. Or say, I'm sorry. And it's like, but I didn't do anything. And so you both say, I'm sorry. And it's like, I'm sorry. So you don't want to be in that situation where you're saying gratitude and your energy is not matching it, because you're not actually aligned with it. It doesn't feel right within your body. That sacral chakra I've been talking about, feeling right within you, like solid in your beliefs, your foundation, the things that you want. Root chakra too. So it's you being able to react, respond, and make choices that feel aligned to you and feel like they are the right choice for you. I feel like that is the full message, and I hope that that helps. So if you'd like to explore your personal situation, please feel free to message me. It is Rebecca@empathiccrow1111.com. Yes, the email has updated because I wanted to finally get into a space where I have a specific, not just Gmail, business email. So I'm happy about that. And it's all the same instead of having different numbers. You can also use the booking link depending on what platform you're watching this on. Long form is going to be on YouTube always, but sometimes I make some short clips. So link will be in the description or in the bio, or both. I do mediumship, tarot, Reiki. Might even be doing some in-person Reiki soon in a local place. We'll see. And there's other things you can look at. Mentorship. I've got digital downloads. I'm not great at telling you what all I do. So either way, or if you even just enjoy seeing these messages and hopefully they bring something to you, because that is what I do this for, I would love, love, love for you to like, share, subscribe, and comment. Could even be just an emoji to say hello or let me know that you've enjoyed it or that it's helped you in some way. Either way, thank you so much for being here. And I probably will put up the nurture the work in the in my bio, but at the same time, it is never expected. Anything is always appreciated. I know a lot of people say that, and it's true because I've been fiercely independent all my life. So even thinking of a donation button months ago, like I think back in January, I took it down because I was like, who am I to ask? So either way, whatever, like I said, even just liking, sharing, subscribing, and it's not just, are things that I would be so grateful for and am grateful for. I went from 9 to 10 people that I know. I think I'm almost at 300 people right now, and that may be low numbers to a lot of people, but I'm so grateful. So Ice Cube, I've had a crush on him since middle school. Today was a good day. So even if your day didn't feel like a good day, I hope that you can say that some part of your day made today a good day. All right, I hope that helps, and take care. Believe in yourself, because even if you feel like no one else does, you're worth it, and Spirit wants you to believe in yourself. It was 31:11 when I said that.